Okay, hi, and welcome to lesson 2 on topic 27, functions. So if you did yesterday's lesson, you'll know that we touched on this bullet point, so you should be able to tick that off, assuming you got all the questions right from yesterday in terms of practice questions and GCSE questions as well. Now, we're going to have a look at this one today, so the idea of composite functions. So, your title for today will be Composite Functions. And composite functions is where we combine more than one function together. So 2 or 3 functions, we might want to put them together. So we're looking at the idea of this. I'd like you to copy this down. We've got 2 functions that are given to us, and then we've got 2 composite functions here. Now this is very important, so just make sure you listen very carefully to this bit. The order of this is important. So you see I've got f of g of x, and I've got g of f of x. That's deliberate because I want to highlight to you the difference between the 2 things. So f of g of x, what we've actually got there is we've got f first and we're putting g of x into it. Okay. Now if we had f of 5, you would replace x here with 5. Okay. But what we've got is f of g of x. So what that means is we're replacing x with the function g of x. Okay. So the way that looks is we put g of x in where x is in the first function, in f. So this is going to be 3 lots of, we're replacing x with g of x, and then add the 5 at the end. So what we've done is we replace the x with the whole function g of x there. Now what you'll be required to do from there is just simply expanding and simplifying. So 3 times x squared, 3x squared. 3 times negative 3, negative 3. Sorry, 3 times negative 1, negative 3. Add the 5. So 3x squared plus 2. Now that's as far as you need to go, that's as far as you can go with this question at the moment. Okay? So that's f of g of x. Now, as I said, the order is important with this because this is g of f of x. So what we're doing here is we're putting f of x, this function, into where we see x in g. So this is going to be replacing x with this function. It's going to look like that. Now again, we're going to need to expand and simplify those brackets. Now we can't just square this and square this. We've got to use 2 brackets properly. So 3x plus 5, 3x plus 5. Expanding those as you would do normally. Now when you do that, you'll get 9x squared plus 30x plus 25, take away 1. So we just need to simplify that a little bit. So 9x squared plus 30x plus 24. So that's g of f of x, okay? Some people remember it as you're working from in to out. So you're putting this inside one into the outside one. Okay, so pause the video if you need to, copy that down, maybe rewind it and make sure you understand fully what's going on here. Now if I look at a second example, we're looking at the same sort of thing in as much as I've got 2 functions and I want to make sure I'm going to create a composite function and the order is important, okay? Now with this one, I'm going to put q into p. So I'm taking the function q and I'm putting it into where x is in p. Now for this one, personally, I would expand this first before I then try and substitute it in. So q into p. So p is this, 3x plus 3, and then take away 1. So expanding that bracket, and then simplifying that will give you that. That's really annoying. Now this one's slightly different in as much as you've got the same letter twice here, but the principle applies still. You're putting the inside function here, and you're putting that into the outside function. So we're taking p of x, and we're putting it into p of x. So you're going to put 2, and then where x is, you're going to put p of x in. So 2x minus 1, take away 1. Now that might just get some might take some getting used to, so just make sure you really think about what's happening there. We're putting P of x in where x is in P. So expand that bracket, and then we're left with 4x, take away 3 there, okay? So again, I'd like you to stop the video, just make sure you copy those examples down. Again, you might need to rewind them and just listen to it again. Last example looks like this. M of x and n of x, we've just got a fraction this time. It doesn't make too much difference to the method that we're using. So what we're looking at here is n into m. So I'm taking this function and I'm putting it in where x is here. So this is going to look like this. Like that. Now again, I need to expand the square bracket properly. I can't just square that and square that. I need 2 brackets. So expanding that is going to give me x squared over 4. When I simplify those middle terms, I'm going to get minus x and then plus 1 there. So that's my answer for the first one. With this one, I'm putting m into n. So I'm putting this into where I see x here. So that's going to be x minus 1 squared over 2. Now again, you would write that as 2 separate brackets, you would expand it properly, and you would end up with x squared minus 2x plus 1 all over 2, like that. Okay, any questions, then please let your teachers know. As I said, with this one, you might need to rewind it and just make sure you listen to it again if necessary. So try the practice questions, try the GCSE questions, and as I say, email your teachers if there's any questions. All right, thank you.